Hey everybody, welcome to Cody in the Cinema. Today I'm going to discuss with you my first visit to OrbitDVD, tell you my thoughts on visiting, whether it's worth it or not, and then after that I'm going to go through what I picked up there, and also at the end I have some books I want to show you that I picked up that are all film related. So my experience to OrbitDVD in Asheville is I have to drive about 5 hours to get there. I was doing some other things in the area on the way up and down, so I decided I should just go ahead and go, trade in some stuff, and right away, walking into this shop, I could tell, and what I loved about it was the movies, they love movies there. Their posters, their shelves, oh man. If you're into movies and you follow my content or you follow other people that cover these obscure foreign releases or Criterions or whatever, you're going to fall in love pretty fast. Yeah, I was shocked at how quickly I just wanted to go through every film. I had to practice a lot of restraint, a lot. I'm glad I didn't do this when I was much younger and I had no financial restraint because I wanted everything there. Yeah, the love of movies is there. That you'll hear the employees might even start talking about movies. Watching them, even if you're going through the shelves and you see them processing movies that you'll never find at Walmart or whatever. It's really an experience. And probably what I didn't expect and what was my favorite thing about it, going through alphabetical rows of imports, for example, which by the way, it's very well organized there. I was like, oh, I didn't know they had this. This is really catching my eye in a way it didn't online. In person, this particular release looks much less impressive, but I do like this one. And being able to actually see the physical media and look at it, it's a really bigger deal than I thought it was going to be. And I know that every time I go to Barnes & Noble for one of these sales, I get this impression, but I don't usually get that with imports because I can't find very many imports where I live. And so being able to see that and just have that tactile experience, it was nice. It kind of influenced what I bought a little bit more than if I'd clicked online. There is also stuff that I think you can't find online. I hope I'm speaking correctly there, but I feel like they had said to one person that was near me that they had some stuff that they didn't have in their system that you could kind of look at on their DVD shelf. So that was cool. That was a small bonus. I loved their customer service. They were very friendly. They were really cool, really chill. I made a conscious, I was kind of busy, I needed to do some more things, but I tried to make a conscious effort to talk to them about certain films that I picked up. I tried to ask a couple of questions, one about a silly movie and one about a not as silly movie. And I could tell they're like movie fans. I know that on their website it says, they'll talk about the individual employee favorites, but they care about movies. And I don't know, man, it felt really refreshing and really invigorating. And, I didn't really have anything I didn't much like about it. It's a little small, which is good because if it was much larger, you'd be in there for hours and hours and hours looking through stuff. I must have looked through the shelves 4 times a piece in each section. Whether that was the horror and cult section, I didn't do as much with because I don't watch as much of that, but the imports, especially the 4K releases, I just kept looking through it over and over. Some of the more expensive stuff is kind of kept behind the counter, and you can't exactly grab it and look at it or whatever, and that's okay. I mean, it protects the merchandise. So that stuff might be just as good to, purchase online as in person. For example, I've been thinking about getting the $100 Wicker Man set or however much it is, but that one was behind the shelf, and I wouldn't have been able to kind of held it and looked at it, but that doesn't really matter. They had some stuff in a special glass case that was cool. Some of the VHSs were organized, some weren't. If you're into that, I don't know if that would make a difference, being in person, but overall, being able to go to a place that has movies, all kinds of movies you never even heard of, You know, people like me that have been looking at movies for 10, 15, 20 years and still, you know, just feeling like you didn't know a single thing you were talking about when it came to movies. That was a cool experience. When I go to like Barnes & Noble and I go to Criterion sales, I know everything in there. But this was just like, it really was a tender, special moment, and I enjoyed it. And anytime I go to Asheville, I will be back. And part of the reason you should actually go, by the way, that I wanted to mention, and part of the reason I made this video, was if you already like film, like if you're collecting like these BFI classics or Indicator, you know, these different labels, or Criterion or whatever it is, you're probably just going to like Asheville. They have so many nice used bookstores, so many good like restaurants. They have a great art museum, for example. The cultural scene there is so special that I think you're already going to enjoy your visit. And there's like, if you're like me and you're into national parks and stuff, I mean, the Smokies aren't far by, the Pisgah National Forest isn't far by. Like, it's really scenic. I think that because you're already going to like Asheville, it's just a natural, good, like, companion piece. You know, it's not like you're in the middle of nowhere and there happens to be this one huge video store. It just sort of naturally fits the area. And so I would recommend going if you can. If you can't, definitely check out the website. They have tons of stuff there. I really enjoyed my experience. So I would recommend going. I think it's essential for any physical media collector that's in the area. But now I wanted to show you some of what I got. So if you're here just for the thrift haul, not the thrift haul, I didn't thrift on this particular trip, the OrbitDVD haul, the coolest thing I got. And I've been wanting this for a while. They had a Film Vault version of Jaws. This is 4K plus Blu-ray. This thing is beautiful. It looks super good even without the slip on it. And the inside, I think, has people running around the boat. I can't wait to watch this again. The 4K of Jaws was terrifically cool. I've been wanting that forever. I got it in person. I didn't know if I was going to get the Yasujiro Ozu 3 films. I hadn't planned on it, but it was right there staring at me, and I got this because if you follow me, you know Ozu is like my favorite director. And Dragnet Girl, Record of a Tenement Gentleman, and A Hen in the Wind. All those look really cool, the BFA classics. I actually like the visual look of this a little better whenever I was able to see it in person. It felt kind of underwhelming looking at it online, but in person I liked it. I brought another movie I've been looking forward to for, I don't know, 10 plus years. Bring Me the Head of Alfredo Garcia. And some people will do anything for $1 million, even if it means killing who gets in their way. And Sam Peckinpah wrote and directed this, so I've been looking forward to this for a long time. And they had a 4K of that, and I've not seen this anywhere much locally, so I got it while I was there. I got a DVD of The Legend of Boggy Creek. This is a found footage-ish. I watched a little bit of this. It didn't seem very found footage, but it's a Bigfoot, Arkansas style film. I just got the DVD. The guy there said, yeah, there's probably not a lot of difference in quality. So that one's the only DVD I got, but I've been wanting to see it for a while. I really like Willow Creek, so we'll see if I like this one or not. I didn't know that they had this out yet. I thought this was going to take a little longer to come out, but whatever the case, I was able to get my steelbook of The Grave of the Fireflies. I have not watched this in many, many, many years. I was really looking forward to having a steelbook of this. I don't know how much. This is a sad movie. I'm not sure how much I'm actually going to enjoy watching it again, but it's really cool to have. The inside, yeah, there's nothing special on the inside, but definitely just it is a beautiful steelbook. Really glad to have that. I got a big haul. You know, when you're in OrbitDVD, it's hard not to get a lot of stuff. I got Gaslight, Charles Boyer, Ingrid Bergman, Joseph Cotton. My wife had talked about wanting to see this, and I picked it up because I wanted to see it forever too. So I'm going to make sure we watch this together. I don't even know what this is about. I can't remember. George Cukor directed it. Bergman won an Oscar for this. Interesting. Lights flicker and dim, footsteps, mysterious events. I guess it's about gaslighting. I don't know. I don't know very much at all about the picture, but I was glad to have that version, and I loved that cover. Felt like something straight out of a piece of literature. I don't know much also about Hardcore, Paul Schrader's film with George C. Scott. This looks like a vengeance movie, maybe. Forget You Ever Had a Daughter. There's some doors that should never be opened. I cannot remember what Hardcore is about, but I know it's been on my list for a long time. And George C. Scott's one of my favorite actors, so I got that. A few of you have recommended, actually, The Testament of Dr. Mabuse, right? That's what this is called, Fritz Lang. I love Fritz Lang. And I have wanted to see this. The last thing I watched with Fritz Lang as an actor was Contempt. Jean-Luc Godard is a great film. So I was happy to find Testament of Dr. Mabuse here, a Eureka copy. And I love the cover. That's another one that I may not have bought online because the cover kind of underwhelmed me. But seeing it in person, I was like, it's a Fritz Lang film, got to have it. Two more here. A film I really love that actually I've said I like better than Spinal Tap, Waiting for Guffman. I've never seen this release, and I didn't know OrbitDVD had this. This is about a small town group that's trying to put on a play for the town. It's a hilarious, hilarious comedy. I haven't opened it up yet, but oh, this is so cool. So inside has art cards, which I haven't even opened yet. And I feel like, is there a poster? Y'all, there's a poster. I just opened this. There's a Waiting for Guffman poster. Oh, this is glorious. If you need any idea of how funny this movie is, like Christopher Guest, this is so funny, man. I love it. I can't put this poster up. It would be so tacky to put this up in my movie room, wouldn't it? A picture of Christopher Guest just being himself in this film. So I did not know that this particular import existed, but I'm glad I got it. And I think I also got one I've been looking for forever. I haven't seen this in a long time. I watched this on one of those little iPhone thing, not iPhone, what do you call them? iPad, whatever it is, that's like this tall. The only time at that time is the only way I did watch it. Bronx Tale with Rob De Niro. Got this one. There was a Blu-ray there. I've been looking for it forever, so I just picked it up. It's another one of his mobster-esque movies, except he's not in the mob, I don't think. But that was my OrbitDVD haul, and it's awesome. And I'm so excited about every film in there. But so film books that I wanted to show you. I got these from, I think I got three of these I got from the library in Asheville that has a good used book section. And one of them I got from, I think it was like Downtown News Books or something. So this was this is the BFI Classic Cat People. It's got some materials about cat people, the Val Lewton film that's in the Criterion Collection. I do plan on doing a video about this once I read through this. I found, a while back, I found a Bergman Wild Strawberries, and I did a video on that. But I'm going to do something similar here, and I was so glad I found that. I didn't know that there was a cat people one, okay? But I found three other biography kind of things that really struck my fancy. I'm not the biggest biography guy, but these did. I forgot Roger Ebert did Life Itself, a little memoir there. I'm going to read through that, and that was $1, and it's in pretty good shape. These other two books are not in the best shape, but it's okay. If Liv Ullmann has I think she wrote this, so I guess autobiography or notes about her life or something. I don't really know. If this sounds familiar to you and you don't know who this is offhand, she was in a lot of Ingmar Bergman films, and she was one of the best actresses ever, right up there with like Meryl Streep, Setsuko Hara, so many great actresses. But glad to have that one. But the coolest one of these, maybe even beyond the Ebert one, was I found a Jean Renoir film biography, My Life and My Films. And gosh, I'm excited about that. Rules of the Game, Grand Illusion, The River, those films, he did those. And so excited for that. So my time in Asheville was extremely productive. If you liked the video and want to click a thumbs up, that'd be helpful. And then tell me what your favorite thing I got was in the comments, or anything else you want to share. Comments are also good for these, these YouTube algorithms. Subscribe if you haven't. I cover lots of stuff related to film like this, and we'll see you next time on Cody in the Cinema.